All right, so good morning, everyone. I'll be Okay, so again, good morning, everyone. So for today's lesson, we will tackle about Chapter 5 entitled Managing Customer Information to Gain Customer Insights. So in this lesson, we will discuss how are we going to take good care of all the informations that we have to our clients. So how are we going to get their preferences, their behavior, towards some products and services. So how are we going to manage those kinds of information that we have in order for us to study our customers' behavior and preferences? Now, but before we move on, let's read the learning objectives. So, Abby, can you please read? Okay, sige. Can you please read, Carlo?
Ma'am.
Yes. Can you please read the learning
Ah,
objectives?
so the learning objectives, after the completion of the topic, students will be able to, number one, explain the importance of information in gaining insights about the marketplace and customers. Number two, discuss the concept of the marketing information system. Number three, outline the marketing research process.
Okay, thank you. So class, these are the learning points that you should acquire or get at the end of our discussion. So moving forward, first, let's tackle or let's discuss the nature of our customer insight. So ano ba yung pwede nating masabi or how are we going to know the thinking or the behavior of our customers? Ano ba yung nature ng pag-iisip nila or ng behavior nila? Una, sabi, it is difficult to obtain. So tama siya, class, yung iniisip or yung mga gusto or pangangailangan ng kliyente natin or ng customer natin, class, is mahirap nating makuha or ma-acquire ng basta-basta because not all of them are expressing themselves or not all of them are willing to give informations about their needs or about their wants. So it is difficult to obtain. Next, not of use. So class, for example, pag sinabi nating not of use, hindi natin siya agad-agad napupuna or nakikita. So for example, ikaw yung front desk sa isang hotel. Now, as a front desk in one of the hotels, in Manila or in Makati, for example, yung customers mo, inas mo sa stay niya. For example, ma'am, how's your stay in our hotel or in our facilities? Did you enjoy it? Now, your customer, dahil mahihain siya or ayaw niya na lang ng conflict, ayaw niya na lang ng maraming tanong, that's why sasagot na lang siya na, yes, we are able to relax and experience the facilities that you are offering. Pero deep inside, in his or in her mind, merong kulang or hindi siya pala satisfied pero hindi niya na lang sinabi. Just for the sake na matapos na lang yung conversation or matapos na lang yung questions natin as a hotelier or as a service professionals. Next, customers unsure of their behavior. Pag sinabi nating unsure, hindi sila makapag-decide kung ano talaga yung gusto nila. So, masyado silang nadi-deceive ng marketing, ng advertising, ng mga different products and services. They don't know what they really want. Ng reviews or their recommendation towards a particular products and services. So for example, di ba pag bibili tayo sa isang fast food, sa Jollibee, sa McDonald's, sa Mang Inasal, we are lining up prior to our time. So bago tayo, namimili na tayo, 'di ba, kung anong gusto natin, anong bibilihin natin. Pero pagdating natin dun sa counter, mag-iiba yung order natin or mag-iiba yung gusto nating bilhing drinks, gusto pala nating mag-upgrade kasi may promo pala yung restaurant or yung um, business na pinuntahan mo. Now, you are not sure about your preferences or your behavior. Hindi siya fix or hindi siya um, fit dun sa una mong gusto. So, naiiba siya. Now, um, that's what we call consumer unsures. Customers are unsure of their behavior. Someone is raising his or her hand. Sorry, I did not see it. Any concern, class? Okay, sige, baka napindot lang. All right, so moving forward, class. So these are the three nature of customer insight, class. Difficult to obtain, not obvious, customers unsure of their behavior. Moving forward is, let's tackle the marketing information systems or MIS. So what do we mean ba pag sinabi nating MIS? Louis, Eunice, can you please read?
Marketing Information System or MIS, a marketing information system is a management information system designed to support marketing decision making. It brings together many kinds of data, people, equipment, and procedures to help an organization make better decisions. It enables managers to share information and work together virtually.
Okay, so class, when we say marketing information system, it is an equipment or a machines that every company or each organizations are using in order for them to store their customer informations or customer data. So lahat ng customer information and customer data, ini-store nila dito sa system nila, that what we call marketing information system, which they gather anytime na kailangan nila yung data nito. So para siyang isang storage or isang vault that you use in order for you to acquire various datas or various informations about your customers or your clients. So for example, meron kayong 10 branches. So since 10 yung branches nyo, hindi naman pwede na yung information ng clients nyo or ng database nyo is nasa isang restaurant lang. Dapat all the restaurants can access those kinds of informations as long as they have permission or they have the access key for that system. So para siyang ginagamit nila na storage or iCloud system wherein they gather all the informations and they store all the informations of their clients for research purposes for their marketing activities or marketing campaigns. So now, sabi dito, it enables managers to share information and work together virtually. So even if magkakaiba kayo ng branch, yung isa nasa Luzon, yung isa nasa Visayas, yung other nasa Mindanao, you can communicate or you can meet virtually while seeing simultaneously the informations about your clients. So makakapag-brainstorm pa rin kayo. Makakapag-usap pa rin kayo kasi both of you or all of you that are working inside the organization can access those kinds of information. So that's what we call marketing information systems or in short, MIS. Okay. Now, meron tayong three major process of MIS class or marketing information system. How are we going to conduct or how are we going to implement this MIS? So first is that is what we call assessing information needs. Second is developing needed informations. Next is analyzing and using information. So these are the three steps in the pyramids of the process of MIS. Now we will tackle this one by one. First, let's tackle assessing marketing information needs. So when we say MIS, it assess marketing information needs. Ibig sabihin, it provides information to the company's marketing and other managers and external partners such as suppliers, resellers, and marketing service agency. So what do we mean by assessing marketing information needs? Ibig sabihin, inaalam natin or pinag-aaralan natin yung different informations about our clients. Yung demographics nila such as age, their gender, their religion, their family members, their history of buying products and services, their needs, their wants, everything about your clients and customers. Because if you need to assess these kinds of marketing informations from your clients or for your customers, because you will use this to market your products and services to them. So you will use those information in order for you to know the best marketing strategies na gagamitin mo para ma-acquire or ma-pursue mo sila to buy your products and services. As well as, ito din yung gagamitin mong um, yes, someone is raising her hand.
Hindi po raise hand, ma'am. Tag po dito. Nawalan daw po ng kuryente sila Bautista and Salvid daw po.
Sige, it's okay. I am recording naman the classes. Okay, so going back, class. So that's what we called assessing marketing information needs. So knowing the informations or the demographics of your customers or of your clients. So now, how are we going to characterize or how are we going to spot or to know the good marketing or a good marketing information system? Paano natin masasabi na yung system mo for your marketing information database ng iyong client or ng iyong customers ay maganda or working properly? Una, a good MIS balances the information users would like to have against what they need and what is feasible to offer. Ibig sabihin, you have available details or informations of your clients depending on the needs that you need to acquire. For example, ang kailangan mong informations or ang kailangan mong um, ang kailangan mong data for your clients is their age. So, dapat available siya doon sa system mo or available siya doon sa vault ng information system ng inyong marketing machines or equipment. Now, issues to consider by having a good MIS. First class is amount of information. So, ibig sabihin ng amount of information, gaano kadami ba yung datas na na-acquire nyo or na-store nyo for your future reference. So, you need to consider that, yung amount of information. Next is availability of information. So, yung mga kailangan mo ba kompleto? Nandun ba yung age? Nandun ba yung contact number? Yung gender ba available? Yung address nandun ba? So, you have to make sure or you have to check that all the relative or all the relevant informations are available on your MIS. Lastly is yung cost. What do we mean by cost? Yung purchase money na pinambili nyo ba nung MIS system nyo or pinang-acquire nyo ng MI system nyo is reasonable? So kung reasonable ba, does all the characteristic or does all the strategies and actions needed for your MIS are available there or very limited lang ba yung usage niya? So, ang nalalagay mo lang 1,000 database. Hindi mo lalagay lahat. Pero nagbayad ka ng sobrang laking halaga. So, these are the issues you can consider or you should consider when you are identifying the characteristics of good MIS. Moving forward is developing marketing information. When we say developing information class is pagsasama-samahin nyo na yung mga nakuha nyong datas or insights from your clients or from your customers. From all the research studies or from all the actions that you gather or all the data that you gather, how are you going to brainstorm? How are you going to puzzle or to create a puzzle towards that information? So that's what we call developing marketing information. So in this process, you will start acquiring informations about your target market using different platforms or sources. Gagamit ka na ng iba't ibang facilities katulad ng either you will use Facebook, Instagram, email, Twitter, or you will use survey or magpapa-poll ka ba, may polling ka ba online, or magpapa-feedback ka ba or suggestion sa mga clients mo, it's up to you. Whatever sources or platforms that will work for your companies or for your organization, the better. So you have to assess what kind of platforms will you use in order for you to acquire or gather those kinds of informations from your target market or from your target customers. Now, how are you going to obtain those kinds of information? So we have different actions or factors to consider, or we have different strategies on how are we going to obtain or get information from our customers or from our clients. First is internal data. Second is marketing intelligence. Third is marketing research. So class, these are the three things, or these are the three platforms or informations that you will use in order for you to get data, or in order for you to get informations from your clients. So now, let's discuss it one by one. Okay, first is internal data. Can you, when we say internal data, can you please read Anime Celestial?
Internal data. Internal databases are paper or electronic collections of consumer and market information obtained from data sources within the company network, including accounting, marketing, customer service, and sales departments.
Okay, thank you. So class, when we say internal data, from its word internal, nasa loob or inside. Ibig sabihin, all the informations that you will use for your marketing strategies or marketing plan will be gathered inside your company. So all information na nakuha ng sales nyo, for example, your sales people are doing sales call or pumupunta sila sa iba't ibang company. Syempre, while they are doing sales call inside various organization, they are exchanging business cards. Those business cards, class, nandun yung informations ng various companies. That's why your salespeople acquire informations or acquire data from different organization that they will store to their MIS or to their machines or equipment. Now, si sales, for example, merong na-acquire. Si accounting, yung mga kliyente nyo, di ba, nagbabayad yan sa inyo. They pay money for your services. Either credit card, debit card, GCash, Paymaya, it's up to them. You acquire those kinds of information, class. So you stored it to your MIS. So ibig sabihin, naiipon lahat ng informations and data of your clients inside your organization, inside your MIS. So yun yung tinatawag nating internal data. When you need to use information, or when you have to get informations na kailangan mo sa action plans mo, dun ka kukuha sa mga records nyo. For example, si Alexis. Si Alexis ay part ng marketing department. She is the marketing manager of the rooms department. Minamarket niya yung different rooms ng hotel nila. Now, si Alexis, kailangan niyang gumawa ng marketing plan for the rooms. Ngayon, si Alexis, pupunta siya sa MIS system. Hahanapin doon ni Alexis sa database niya sa organization. Sino ba yung madalas nagbubuk sa economy, sa business class, sa executive suite na room, sa standard room? So, hahanapin niya doon sa internal data nyo or sa internal system nyo. So, class, when we say internal data, these are the information stored or acquired inside or within the organization. Next, let's discuss the advantages and disadvantages of internal database. So, now, for advantages, class, una, can access quickly. Ibig sabihin, kasi nasa inyo na sarili nyo yung system. Nasa sarili nyo ng database, kukunin nyo na lang doon. So, anytime you want, any day or any week you want, pwede nyo siyang ma-access as long as connected ka sa company or employed ka sa company. Second na advantage niya is less expensive kasi hindi nyo na kailangan gumamit ng other surveying materials or other platforms para makakuha kayo ng documents or ng data. Kasi meron na kayong nakastore or meron na kayong nakatago sa MIS nyo. So, these are the two advantages. You can access it quickly and less cost siya or less money involved. However, the disadvantages class, una, incomplete data because not all informations naman ay binibigay sa inyo ng client nyo or ng customers nyo. That's why kulang din yung data for a particular project or action plan na kailangan niyang gawin. And next is timeliness of data. For example, 2021 na ngayon. Pero ang pinaka kumpletong data na meron lang kayong available sa inyong database ay 2015 pa. So wala na yon, ano na yon, obsolete na or hindi na siya relevant kasi 6 years na yung nakalipas, baka nagbago na yung preference ng client mo or nag-iba na yung buying behavior niya. So hindi mo na siya pwedeng gamitin. Next is amount of data. So for example, yung na-store mo lang sa MIS nyo is nasa 10,000 datas. So kulang siya. Ang kailangan mong data is 100,000. So that's the disadvantages of internal databases. Incomplete data, timeliness of data, and amount of data. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of internal database. Moving forward is marketing intelligence. Now, we already discussed internal database. Ngayon, marketing intelligence naman, for example, yung gagamitin nyo sa pag-acquire ng mga information. Can you please read, Shereen? And Shereen, can you please read the slide? Okay, I think he's not present. Edward. Edward, can you please read the slide?
Yes, ma'am. Marketing intelligence, the systematic collection of and analysis of publicly available information about competitors and developments in the marketplace.
Okay, thank you, Edward. So class, when we say marketing intelligence, ngayon lalabas na kayo sa company. Una, di ba, ang kinuhanan nyo lang ng database is yung internal or sa loob lang ng kumpanya nyo. Ngayon, dahil kulang siya or dahil hindi sapat yung information inside your company, lalabas ka na to your database. Pupunta ka na sa external databases. So you will use marketing intelligence. When we say marketing intelligence, you will acquire informations to those publicly available data about your competitors and development. So, titingin ka na sa ibang system or titingin ka na sa ibang platform. Now, what is the goal of marketing intelligence? First is it improves strategic decision making. Ibig sabihin, meron kang options, hindi lang yung availability of informations inside your company, yung pagbibigyan mo ng pansin. Meron ka ng options outside your company. That's why it improves your strategic decision making because you can compare the informations from your company versus the information outside your company. Next, assess and track competitors' actions. Siyempre, hindi lang pwedeng focus tayo sa client or sa customers. Kasi, hindi lang naman tayo yung business or yung organizations na nagpapatakbo ng isang organization or ng isang company. Meron din tayong mga kalaban or competitors. So, by doing marketing intelligence class, nagagamit natin yung different platforms para matrack natin yung ginagawa ng competitors natin. For example, your competitors have Facebook page. So, pwede mo siya, wala namang restriction na pagkalaban kita, bawal kang pumunta sa Facebook page ko. Walang ganon kasi we cannot limit them or we cannot stop them to check our social media platforms or social media pages. So, ikaw as a competitor nung kalaban mo, pupuntahan mo yung Facebook page niya. Pwede mong i-check doon, ano kaya yung strategy ng ginagawa ng kalaban ko? Ano kaya yung pakulo nila ngayon or yung papromo nila ngayon? Tingnan ko nga para makita ko kung paano ko yung lalabanan or paano ko yung tatapatan. So that's what we call assess and track competitors' action. And number 3, provide early warning of opportunities and threats. Ibig sabihin, if you are accessing different platforms outside your company, nakikita mo, for example, sa Instagram, ay, may bago palang itatayong airport sa 2023, malapit dito sa business ko, kailangan kong paghandaan yon, kailangan kong mag-isip ng marketing, ng action plan ko or ng marketing plan ko, paano ako makakakuha ng maraming tourist arrival or travelers arrivals. So may panibago palang airport. So malalaman mo agad, threats malalaman mo din. Kasi for example, you are searching on a website, sinearch mo yung company mo. Pagkita mo may another news sa baba nung article ng sa company mo na may itatayo na same business ng company mo. So, nabibigyan ka ng signal or nabibigyan ka ng warning na meron ka na palang paparating na kalaban or competitors. So, that's what we call early warning of opportunities and threats. So, these are the 3 goals of marketing intelligence. Next is marketing research. When we say marketing research class, ayaw mo ng datas ng company mo kasi kulang. Sa marketing intelligence naman, inconsistent kasi iba-iba yung lumalabas na datas. Hindi mo alam kung ano yung susundin mo. Now, ang gagawin mo, magre-research ka. Sisiguraduhin mo kung tama ba yung mga informations na publicly available na nakikita mo. Or, ang gagawin mo is magko-customize ka na lang. Gusto mo, ikaw mismo yung makatuklas nung gusto mong informations na makuha. So that's what we call marketing research, a systematic design, collection, analysis, and reporting of data relevant to a specific marketing situation facing an organization. So customize na siya, class. Iko-customize mo na yung informations or yung gathering ng data. Hindi ka na lang magbe-base sa mga presently or publicly available informations online o yung sa mga available inside your companies. Kasi meron silang deviation or hindi sila pare-parehas. That's why in order for you to get a spot on informations, ikaw na lang mismo sa sarili mo yung gagawa or mag-i-investigate. Now, meron tayong steps in marketing research process. So while you are doing your research study or your feasibility study, in order for you to acquire your customers' information, so ano yung mga steps na dapat mong sundin or processes? Una, you have to define the problem and the research objectives. So next is developing a research plan. After you define a problem and research objectives, you will develop a research plan. Following is implementing the plan. And last but not the least is interpreting and reporting the findings. So these are the 4 processes of research marketing. Now, we will discuss it one by one. First, let's define muna types of research. First research na mostly ginagamit natin while we are doing marketing plan or action plan is exploratory research. So what do we mean by exploratory research? This is the gathering of preliminary information that will help to define the problem and suggest a hypothesis. So kukunin mo muna yung mga pertinent informations or relevant information. Mag-e-explore ka muna sa database or sa system. I-check mo muna ano ba yung mga available information doon. Ay, may nakita kong age, kunin ko to. Meron akong nakitang statistics ng anong mas marami, male ba or female, kukunin ko to. Meron akong nakita ng statistics or ng percentages ng buying power ng bawat working millennial. Sige, kukunin ko to. Yun yung tinatawag nating exploratory research. You just explore or you are just identifying first the relevant information that you think you will help you during your research or you will help you to identify ano ba yung problema na dapat mong isolve to your action plan or to your marketing plan. Next is descriptive research. So, by descriptive research, this is to describe things such as market potential for a product or the demographics and attitudes of consumers who buy the product. So, when we say descriptive class, i-identify natin yung mga characteristics ng mga clients natin or ng mga buyers natin while they are consuming or they are buying our products and services. For example, while selling ng rooms in a hotel. So, you will check or you will describe paano ba sila namimili ng rooms. Paano ba sila namimili ng food na bibilihin nila? Sa rooms ba, ang pinipili nila is kailangan spacious ba? Or gusto nila may veranda ba? Kita ba yung attractions? Or gusto nila city view? So, i-describe mo how your customer buys products and services. Next is causal research. Pag sinabi natin causal research, this is a test hypothesis about cause and effect relationship. Pag sinabing causal, yung cause, ano yung triggered or ano yung nag-trigger for them to do that actions or to do that behavior. So for example, you are working in a restaurant. Now, as a chef in a restaurant, or for example, you are the head waiter in the restaurant or you are the restaurant manager class, gagamitin mo yung causal research. So pag sinabing causal research, you are testing the hypothesis. For example, sabi mo dun sa waiter mo, sabi, ang o-orderin yan, for sure ako, Shanghai, spaghetti, at saka pansit. Kasi meron silang dalang cake na may nakalagay na happy birthday. So, ibig sabihin, merong may birthday sa kanila. Now, mag-hypothesis kayo. Pag sinabing hypothesis, huhulaan nyo or mag-educational guess kayo. Ang ibig sabihin ng hypothesis is educated guess. Ibig sabihin, huhula kayo ng specific actions na gagawin nila based dun sa nakita nyong available factors or bagay na present within the environment. So since nakita nyo meron silang dalang cake na may nakalagay na happy birthday and isa silang buong family, so ang inisip nyo ay ang orderin yan spaghetti, pansit, Shanghai. Kasi ang thinking nyo pag may birthday, yun yung ino-offer or yun yung binibili or kinakain. So that's what we call causal relationship. You are guessing you are guessing a hypothesis based on the available functions or available factors within the environment. All right? Next is developing the research plan. Now, you already identify the problem of the research. Na-identify mo, ay, ito pala yung problema na kailangan kong isolve. Ito pala yung problema na kailangan kong lagyan ng solusyon. Ngayon, in order for you to do a solution, syempre, kailangan meron ka munang plano. You have to do or you have to create a plan. Now, gagawa ka na ng research plan. So, paano mo gagawin yung research plan mo? Okay, first is outline sources of existing data. Una, alamin mo muna saan ba ako kukuha ng mga datas na kailangan ko. Meron ba sa company namin? Kukuha ba ako sa online, sa website, sa Instagram, sa Facebook, sa Twitter, sa dyaryo, sa television, sa mga surveys, sa mga polling, sa website, or meron kang specific pages na pupuntahan. Yun yung tinatawag nating outlines, sources of existing data. Aalamin mo muna saan mo kukunin yung mga informations na kailangan mo para sa research mo. Next is spells out the specific research approaches, contact methods, sampling plans, instruments that the researchers will use to gather informations or data. Para lang kayong nagtitesis class when you are doing or when you are developing a research plan. Siyempre, you will identify it muna. Anong gagamitin mong research method? Exploratory ba? Descriptive ba? Causal research ba? So it's up to you. Depende sa kung anong problema ang kailangan mong solusyonan or kailangan mong bigyan ng solusyon. And anong methods ng sampling ang gagawin mo? Pag sinabing sampling class, paano ka kukuha ng mga survey or ng informations? Magpapa-survey ka ba? Magpapa-interview ka ba? Or pupunta ka ba dun sa place para tingnan or para mag-observe? So mag-observe ka lang ba? Ire-record mo lang ba yung actions ng mga tao from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tapos after you watch it or after you record it, you will watch it and then titingnan mo yung mga actions nila. So yun yung tinatawag nating methods of sampling plans. Pag sinabi naman nating instruments that the researchers will use, how are you going to interpret your data. So, paano mo gagawin? Yung mga sinurvey mo, paano mo siya um, i-identify ilan yung percentage ng sumagot ng strongly agree, ilan yung percentage ng sumagot ng agree, ilan yung percentage ng sumagot ng neutral, hindi ko alam. I am in between. Or pag interviews kasi yung ginawa mong research, paano mo siya itatranscribe or ililipat as a format na lalabas doon yung pare-parehas na things na sagot ng client mo. So how are you going to define the answers of your clients or your customers during your sampling research or your sampling method? So that's what we call instruments that the researchers will use to gather informations or data. Next is the research plan is a written proposal that includes ano ba yung mga nakapaloob dun sa gagawin mong research plan or action plan. First is management problem. So ano yung problema na kailangan yung solusyonan? Ano yung problem na naghihinder to your organizations or to your company to maximize your strengths and opportunities and to mitigate your weaknesses and your threats. So that's what we call management problem. Next is research objectives. So why are you doing this research? Ano ba yung gusto mong goal at the end of this study or at the end of this action plan? So what are the things that you are aiming to get at the end of this feasibility study? Next is information needed. So kailangan all the informations or datas relevant or related to your management problem and to your research objectives should be included or should be present on your research plan. Next is how the results will help management decisions. So for example, meron na kayong results, nakuha nyo na yung kailangan yung information. So paano nyo siya gagamitin para ma-solve yung problema nyo sa kumpanya nyo? Or how these informations will lead the management to create a better decisions for their organizations or for their companies. Next is budget. So, syempre, any research plan or any action plans requires a budget. So, dapat meron tayong finances or financial involved. Kasi for example, ang napili nyong sampling techniques is survey. So, kailangan nyo mag-print ng mga forms, ng mga papers. Kailangan nyo mag-distribute to different places or to different people. Kailangan nyo magbigay ng tokens of appreciation sa mga taong pumayag na interviewin sila. Bigyan nyo sila ng small gift. So, kailangan meron kayong pera or meron kayong money to spend for those kinds of actions. So, class, these are the things or these are the informations that you need to take in consideration when you are doing your research plan for your marketing strategies. Next is types of data. Meron tayong dalawang types ng data. The first is the primary data. Pag sinabi nating primary data, it consists of the information gathered for the special research plan. So, pag sinabing primary data, first-hand data, ibig sabihin, kayo mismo yung nag-acquire, kayo mismo yung kumuha, kayo mismo yung naghirap para pigain yung mga tao na kailangan nyo na magbigay sila ng informations. Ibig sabihin, galing sa kanila mismo. Through their word of mouth or through their experiences. So, yun yung tinatawag nating primary data. Pag sinabi nating secondary data consists of information that already exists somewhere, having been collected for another purpose. So, ibig sabihin, yung secondary data, available na siya online. Diba kayo, for example, nagpapagawa ako sa inyo ng activity or case study. I am sure enough that all of you, nagtatype kayo or tinatype nyo yung title ng activity ko sa Google. Tapos titingnan nyo doon kung ano yung mga lalabas na sagot or lalabas na data. Tapos doon nyo kukunin yung sagot nyo. And then, ire-rephrase nyo lang siya. Or babaguhin nyo lang yung thoughts niya para masabing hindi kayo nag-copy-paste. So, yun yung tinatawag nating secondary data class. Available na yung informations sa different platforms, kukunin nyo na lang siya or i-research nyo na lang siya. And then, you will combine it. Tapos, gagawan nyo siya ng sarili nyong explanation. So, these are the two types of data class, primary data and secondary data. Next. Okay? Next is, okay, isa-isahin natin yung mga example ng primary data sources. So, saan ba tayo pwedeng kumuha ng mga primary datas or primary informations? Una, letters. Ibig sabihin ng letters, for example, yung mga letters ng mga OFW to their families or love letters ng um, boyfriend, girlfriend, yung isa seaman, yung isa nandito sa Philippines, or letters about their friendship, their bosses, their customers. So that's what we call letters. We can gather informations on those kinds of written works or written sentences. Next is diaries. Yes, we can get primary data sources sa diaries kasi tayo, when we are having our diaries, dito natin nilalabas, di ba? Lahat ng emotions natin, lahat ng mga hindi natin nasasabi sa mga tao or sa other colleagues or employees, dito natin nilalagay lahat ng mga secrets natin or yung mga thoughts na gusto natin is makip natin or ma-express natin for ourselves only. So, diaries. Next, interviews. So yes, interviews because you ask them based on their preferences. Yung gusto nila, yung ayaw nila, yung mga um, triggering actions sa kanila, why they buy these products, or bakit hindi nila to binibili, bakit sa Airbnb sila nagbo-book, bakit hindi sa hotel, bakit mas gusto nila yung mga recreational activities na nasa parks lang, ayaw nila ng mga recreational activities na mabibigat yung kailangang efforts or yung physical activity. So interviews, we acquire informations firsthand through the words of different people or through the mouth of various consumers. Next, video recording. So katulad nga ng sabi ko kanina, maglalagay ka lang ng cameras in a place where you can gather their action. For example, meron kang coffee shop na merong mga CCTVs or merong mga cameras na nire-record all of the actions of people. So, syempre, at the end of the day, meron kang mga recorded video, nakikita mo lahat ng bawat galaw ng tao. What coffees they order, what pastries they order, ilang oras sila nagsistay inside the restaurant, ano yung other actions or other things na ginagawa nila inside your restaurant. So by having that video recording, nakakapag-come up ka ng primary data sources na pwede mong magamit in your future research for your marketing activities or for your marketing plan. Next is speeches. Yung mga graduation speeches, presidential speeches, SONA, ano pa ba? Yung mga announcements na sa school and different gathering activities. So yan, primary data sources yan because you get informations firsthand. Yung mga, ano pa ba? Artista, 'di ba, kapag meron silang mga Metro Manila Film Festival, meron silang mga ang tawag dito class yung nasa long table sila tapos all the reporters are asking them questions. So right on the spot, you gathered all informations coming from their own mouth or own tongue. So lahat 'yun lumalabas sa kanila. So these are some of the primary data sources that you can use in order for you to gather first-hand informations. Next naman, class, is sources of secondary data. So class, when we say secondary data, katulad ng sinabi natin kanina, ito yung mga informations na existing na or meron ng unang researchers na naka-acquire or nakapag-aral. Kukunin mo na lang, pagsasama-samahin mo na lang siya. So una, government agencies. Di ba meron na silang mga researchers about poverty, about employment rate, about number of women working, number of men working in the government, in the public sector, in the private sector, ilan yung mga taong nagwo-work sa manufacturing industry, sa technological industry, sa tourism industry. So yung government agencies, meron na silang ganung mga informations. Next, trade and industry associations. Yung, for example, yung list ng presyo o yung average prices na mga tindahan or mga businesses kung magkano nila binebenta yung hotels nila or hotel rooms nila, yung mga accommodation rooms nila, yung mga travel packages nila sa mga DTI pages class, Department of Trade and Industry. Makikita nyo doon, meron silang mga percentage, meron silang mga analytics, meron silang mga available data na nakuha na nila prior that information. So, kukunin mo na lang yon kung kailangan mo yung ganung data. Next, marketing research firms. So, marami tayong mga kumpanya na mga research companies katulad ng mga um, um, Rapplers, yan, yung mga reporters notebook, documentaries, um, documentary agency. So yan, meron na silang mga research about mortality. Ilan ba yung namamatay araw-araw? Yung mga nabubuhay araw-araw or yung mga pinapanganak, ilang percentage yun? Yung mga, for example naman, kung gusto mong malaman yung mga nagbumibili ng mga laptops every week. So, meron din sila yan available sa kanilang mga website. So, kukunin mo na lang. Ilan yung mga yung mga tourists na nagta-travel sa Philippines? Monthly or yearly, yung mga tourist arrival. So, sa Department of Tourism website, makikita nyo yon class. Yung sa Department of Health, for example, ngayon, pandemic, makikita nyo doon ilan yung merong COVID sa ganitong barangay, sa ganitong lugar, sa ganitong region. Ilan yung percentage ng death, ilan yung percentage ng recovery. So makikita natin siya kasi meron na silang prior data or prior research. Next is commercial publications, yung mga dyaryo, mga advertising agencies or mga advertising firms. Makikita nila doon kung sino yung mga mahilig sa mga burgers, sa mga fries, kasi as they do their commercials from different restaurants, different products, different services, nag-survey muna yung mga yan, nag-research muna yung mga yan. So meron na silang publicly available data that we called secondary data kasi hindi siya sa inyo galing mismo. And lastly, news media, mga reporters or yung mga broadcasting agencies. So yan, napakarami nilang data analytics or data informations from different people. So class, these are the sources or these are the samples of where you can acquire secondary data. Next, implementing the research plan. So now, meron ka ng nagawa mo na yung mga step by step, meron ka ng research plan, meron ka ng action plan. Now, paano mo siya isasagawa or paano mo siya gagawin? Paano mo siya i-disseminate or ilalatag? First is you collect data. Again, you will collect data. Collecting of data is very essential to every research plan. So, you will collect data na gagamitin mo doon sa nagawa mong plano. Data such as saan mo siya i-implement, paano mo siya i-implement, kanino mo siya i-implement. Processing of informations. So, pagsasama-samahin mo na yung primary data, yung secondary data, para makapag-come up ka ng isang buong information or ng isang buong hypothesis or isang buong topic. Next is analyzing the information. So, i-analyze mo. Ngayon, kung for example, kung kunyari, ito yung percentage ng pinapanganak araw-araw, 10%. And then, 5% naman yung namamatay araw-araw. Now, I have the deviation of 5%. So, I'll focus those 5% na existing. Doon ko gagawan. Bakit kaya ganun yung percentage ng mortality? Or bakit kaya ganun yung percentage ng birth? Bakit mas mataas yung birth sa mortality? Or for example naman, life expectancy. Bakit kaya yung haba ng buhay sa Philippines up to 80 years old lang? Pero sa Paris, up to 90 years old. Bakit merong allowance na 10 years old sa Paris? Bakit yung sa Philippines 80 lang? So, kailangan i-analyze mo all those informations na nakuha mo. Next, issues to consider in implementing the plan. So ano ba yung mga challenges na pwede nyo ma-encounter or ma um, identify when you are doing or when you are implementing the plan. First is, una, paano kung yung gusto nyong target market or yung respondents nyo ayaw makipag-cooperate, ayaw magpa-interview, ayaw magpa-video, ayaw sumagot ng survey, ayaw magsabi ng totoo or hindi totoo yung mga kinukwento niya or yung mga binibigay niyang informations. So how are you going to manage that? Next, what if respondents give biased answers? So for example, pro Duterte siya, anti Robredo siya. So ngayon, magkaiba yung sagot niya or syempre mas papanigan niya yung mga bagay na gusto niya versus dun sa mga bagay na ayaw niya. So issues siya kapag ini-implement niyo yung plano. Next is, what if interviewer makes mistakes or takes shortcuts? So for example, yung inatasan mong magi-interview dun sa tao tinatamad or ayaw niya nang gawin. Sabihin niya, ay boring naman to, hindi naman malalaman ng boss ko kung hindi ko kinuha lahat ng information sa client na to. So tatanungin ko lang yung gusto kong itanong tapos 15 minutes lang kami magi-interview. Pero kailangan talaga yung interview aabot ng 2 hours. Pero in-interview mo lang siya ng 15 minutes. So now, class, hindi mo makukuha lahat ng informations na kailangan mo dun sa client mo or dun sa respondents mo. Kasi ikaw, you did not do your part. So you skip all the important questions or all important things na kailangan mong itanong sa client mo. So anong mangyayari kapag ginawa mo yung shortcuts or nagkamali ka? Hindi ka magkakaroon ng relevant data or informations kasi kulang-kulang siya or mali-mali siya. Next is interpreting and reporting the findings. Now, meron ka ng findings or meron ka ng nakuhang information. So how are you going to interpret or how are you going to take it into actions? So when we say interpreting and reporting the findings, so it involves data analysis and presenting findings in reports. It is the time when the organization will create results based on the overall gathered information. So, since nakuha mo na lahat ng informations, nakuha mo na lahat ng mga bagay na kailangan mong i-take in considerations from the objectives to your goals, to your primary data to your secondary data na pagsama-sama mo na-analyze mo na-segregate mo na, ito, dito dapat to. Itong life expectancy, dito dapat. Yung age, dito dapat siya. Yung gender, dito dapat siya. Now, i-identify mo na yung results. Magko-conclude ka na or magagawa ka na ng conclusions mo based on all the informations that you acquired on your research plans or research actions. Alright, so that's what we call interpreting and reporting the findings. So class, these are the processes when you are doing your research plan. Now, let's move on to customer relationship management. So tapos na tayo sa MIS or Management Information System. Now, let's move to customer relationship management or what we call CRM. So pag sinabi nating CRM, it consists of sophisticated software and analytical tools. When we say CRM class, isa siyang software na ini-install sa laptop or sa desktop computers ng each employees working inside the organizations or inside the company. Dito nakastore lahat ng informations na na-acquire mo while you are doing your marketing information system. So for example, dito sa CRM, makikita mo dito yung sa client yung connections nyo between them. Kailan ba sila nag-book sa hotel nyo? Ano ba yung mga binook niya? Anong in-order niyang pagkain? Anong ayaw niya? May allergies ba siya dito? Ano yung preference niya sa rooms? Next, integrates customer information from all sources. Ibig sabihin, pwede rin siyang ma-access or ma-acquire ng clients mo. Pwede kayong mag-create nito sa isang website nyo. And then your customers will bidder to your website to check your records or your analytics, your feedbacks, your demonstrations, your virtual um, tours about your hotels, about your companies. Next, it applies the results to build stronger customer relationships because when you are having a good CRM class, you monitor your clients as well as your clients monitors you. Next is, ano ba yung mga gamit ng CRM? So, paano ba siya nakakatulong sa daily operations ng isang business? First class is to understand customer better. Because when you are using CRM, timely siya, nag-update siya about your customers. So, naiintindihan mo yung mga gusto at ayaw ng customers mo by viewing those kinds of CRM systems to provide higher levels of customer service. Because all the informations about your clients, nakla sa tandaan na nakapag-book lang sa hotel nyo or sa business nyo, yun lang yung may record kayo. For example, si Christian. Tapos, si Christian, lagi siyang nagbubook sa hotel nila Daniela. Now, sila Daniela, meron na siyang record ni Christian. Pero, for example, si Anna May, first time magbo-book sa hotel nila Daniela. So wala pa. Doon pa lang mag-a-acquire ng information. So CRM or uses of CRM class is for those customers na existing na to your business. Kasi nakita nyo na sila prior. So kung nakiters nyo na sila prior, you already have their information. So alam mo na yung mga needs and wants nila. So every time na pupunta sila sa inyong business or sa inyong facilities, alam mo na yung i-offer mo or alam mo na yung gagawin mong service. Next, to develop deeper customer relationships. You know what, class? Sometimes most of the customers, they want to be feel appreciated and known. So kung halimbawa yung customer mo pag nagpunta dun sa concierge, good morning, Ma'am Alisa. Tapos siya magugulat siya, wow, do you know me? Kilala mo ko, alam mo yung name ko. Yes, ma'am, you already booked with our hotel 2 months ago. So, hindi niya alam, ay, paano mo nalaman yon? Siyempre, meron kayong system, nakikita mo. Ma'am, I think last time you ordered frappuccino to our Cabecera restaurant. Would you like to order it again? So, matutuwa siya kasi you make it customized. So, alam mo na yung mga gusto niya. That's why your clients will be happy to your service and it creates customer relationship. So, babalik-balikan kayo ng client nyo. And to identify high-value customers. When you are having CRM class, matitake note mo doon sino yung mga VIPs. Sino yung nagbubook ng mga presidential suite, mga business class rooms, sino yung mga nag-spend ng maraming money sa restaurants na nag-spend ng 100,000 every time na pupunta. So for example, si Eunice, tapos si Harold. Si Harold, isa siyang concierge. Now, si Eunice, nakita niya sa system, nag-book. Ngayon, si Harold, magpapa-duty siya kasi nag-book si Eunice. Alam niya kasi si Eunice maganda magbigay ng tip or malaki magbigay ng tip. So pagdating pa lang ni Eunice dun sa pintuan ng hotel, si Harold sasalubungin niya na si Eunice. Kasi alam niya na VIP si Eunice because she spends a lot of money to their business or to their hotel. So alam niya rin na after his service to Eunice, pagdating niya doon, Eunice might give him a tip or a money in exchange to his services. So that's what we call identify high-value customers. Next is importance of customer relationship management. Bakit ba mahalaga na dapat makabuild tayo ng rapport or ng connections between our clients? So first class is ganun pa rin, you understand the customer better kasi mas magiging magaan yung loob nila sa'yo. Mas makakausap mo sila, matatanong mo sila towards their feelings. So, meron kayong connections. Next, pinpoint high-value customers. Ganun din. Malalaman mo or makikita mo sino yung mga VIPs or sino yung mga very important persons. Next is cross-sell company products. So, for example, si Mr. Lim, client nyo na siya, close nyo na siya, meron na kayong na-build na rapport or na-build na relationships with him. So, si Mr. Lim, owner siya ng isang um, school or ng isang university. Now, kayo as a hotel, pwede nyo siyang gawing partner or pwede nyo siyang i-persuade na, Sir, Mr. Lim, I believe you have your university sa Davao. Do you know that we also have our hotel branch in Davao? Maybe, sir, if you are having your Christmas parties or you will be having your prom or your acquaintances, you might book to our Davao branch hotel. So we will give you discount, sir. So that's what we call cross-sell company products because you already build rapport or relationship with your clients. It is easily for your company to offer a different products and services to them. And lastly, it create tailor-made offering. Nako-customize nyo class yung ino-offer nyo sa kanilang products and services kasi alam nyo na yung gusto nila, alam nyo na yung mga ayaw nila, so iniiwasan nyo yon. So for example, si Kenneth, tapos si Carlo. Si Carlo, siya yung front desk manager. Magbubook si Kenneth. Pag-book ni Kenneth, sasabihin ni Carlo, "Good afternoon, Sir Kenneth. I am glad to see you again." Sabi ni Kenneth, "Oh, do you know me?" "Yes, Sir Kenneth. I believe you booked with us 3 months ago for your business presentation in one of your Chinese clients." Siyempre, impress si Kenneth kasi natatandaan pa yun ni Carlo. Now, si Carlo, tiningnan niya yung CRM. And then, while seeing the CRM, nakita niya doon yung mga preferences ni Kenneth. "Sir, would you like me to upgrade you from your standard room to business class room? Because I think you are a business person. That's why you need a spacious room that you can work, that you can work with relaxed ambience and space." So matutuwa si Kenneth kasi si Carlo very customized. Alam niya yung mga gusto ni Kenneth. So binibigay niya yon or ino-offer niya yon kay Kenneth. So that's what we call create tailor-made offering. So that's the end of our discussions. Any question, class? Can you please turn on your cameras? Questions, clarifications?
Wala po.
All right, sige. Before we end, let's proceed with our some announcement.